Hello, today our group are gonna talk about innovation management and startups in times of corona pandemic. Definitely, it's a tough time for all companies, especially for startups. 80% of German startups are worried about their existence. 77% of digital companies expect a negative impact on financial performance in 2020. Lack of resources, cash and control are major problems for startups during crisis. Innovation is the key to overcome challenges in times of COVID-19. To help startups survive in the COVID-19 pandemic, the following area of innovation should be considered: strategy, business, organization, process, technology, marketing, and product and service. However, to reach the success of innovation is not easy. It requires technological and commercial viabilities. Factors related to firm, project, product, and market all should be considered. Key technologies like artificial intelligence, telehealth, blockchain, gene editing, synthetic biology are important to fight COVID-19. They can be used on innovations related to test and detect COVID-19, track COVID-19, disinfection, repurpose manufacturing, contactless technology, or lockdown management.
Hi everyone, Uzair here. We have just celebrated COVID-19's birthday. People are working from home, having online meetings all day, with their kids and dogs playing in the background. That is why we want to talk about the effect of a pandemic on companies and startups today. We will interview Jingling, who is the CEO at Kinexon, and hopefully understand the challenges and opportunities which have arisen due to the pandemic from someone who is at the forefront of it. Some of the companies took advantage of the situation and considered the pandemic as an opportunity. We are all aware of how Zoom became an overnight sensation. Meanwhile, Skype, which was a more established player, is nowhere to be seen and has become an old-fashioned way of calling. Even B2C marketing had to embrace new technologies and innovative methods. Budweiser and Carlsberg partnered with JD.com and Taihe Music, a Chinese music label, to take clubbing online. When the bars were closed, JD.com hosted weekly performances by known music artists signed by Taihe Music while promoting alcoholic beverages. This resulted in an increase in liquor sales through JD.com. Even services sector had to explore more innovative ways to continue the business. Several restaurants had to shut down. However, many restaurants adopted for takeouts and deliveries. In fact, in Karachi, Pakistan, many restaurants adopted for open-air concept by setting up on spaces on roadside and rooftops and empty lots, as the government has placed restrictions on dine-ins. Ride-hailing services also modified their models. Uber in Pakistan diversified into food and grocery delivery services when the revenues from ride-hailing reduced significantly. This just shows how companies are altering their business models. COVID has impacted each and every part of our lives. We had to change the way we used to live. Employees started to find ways to collaborate virtually. Companies needed to provide alternatives. Today, it's a great pleasure to have Jingling, CEO of the outstanding Munich-based startup Kinexon, on the show to share some of the company's successful experiences during the COVID-19 period.
Hello, I'm Xinling Li, CEO of Kinexon. It's a great honor to be here to participate in this program. Let me start with a brief introduction to Kinexon. It's an artificial intelligence-based communication company for the Internet of Things. Before COVID-19, our main business was providing smart location services to logistic companies and sports clubs. In simple terms, we optimize relevant processes by capturing the real-time location of relevant people or items. For example, in ice hockey, we equip the puck and each athlete with a location device. Each team's tactical data and access trajectories are visible in our positioning system at a glance.
This sounds very interesting. Did your company encounter any difficulties during the COVID-19 period?
Yeah, we faced a lot of difficulties, like any other companies. We have a lot less business because of COVID-19. Most sporting events have been suspended or cancelled, so many of our sports club partnerships have been postponed.
How did Kinexon cope with this loss of business?
Well, we were very confused at first, but we found new user pain points in our work. When the pandemic broke out in Germany in March 2020, working from home was not yet well spread. But employees were kind of terrified of coming to the office. We wondered if we could use location technology with our employees to ensure that they could maintain a safe distance of 1.5 meters from each other. It's worth noting that Zoom supported the development of the safe zone and even equipped some of the school buildings with it for the students.
What an innovative idea! Can you tell the audience specifically about your product Safe Zone? What are the differences and advantages compared to the official German Corona warn software?
No problem. In simple terms, Safe Zone is a white sensor box that is worn on the body. It can be tracked on daily travel routes and also alerts you to contact within a safe social distance. Compared to the Corona One software, SafeZone uses ultra-wideband technology that is more accurate in both the spatial and temporal dimensions. It's able to capture contacts within 10 centimeters in real time, something that Corona One app cannot do.
Is this high-tech product also very expensive?
No, our customers' businesses are large and have many employees, so we're trying to keep the cost of the Safe Zone as low as possible, which is around 60 to 90 cents a piece, even less than the cost of a disposable mask.
This is probably one of the reasons why Safe Zone is so popular in many companies in the US and Europe. What other factors do you think have contributed to the success of your startup?
Not only do we have technical expertise, but we also respect the privacy of our customers. SafeZone is only sold to businesses that comply with the requirements of COVID-19 and not to individuals at retail. We have over the data to IQ with a third-party data company. Each SafeZone has a unique ID, and in the event of a positive COVID case, the IDs and people associated with it are closely monitored.
Do you have any advice for other startups?
I think it's important for startups to develop a crisis-appropriate entrepreneurial strategy. Crises don't last forever. Better prepared, have higher skills, more committed to sustain, higher growth prospects are the attitudes entrepreneurs should have when making strategy. Except this, entrepreneurs should also keep the startup to a minimum of expenses, make business development and marketing as efficient, online, and cooperative as possible, and look for new and other markets. Only innovation can help companies go through choppy water during the COVID-19.
Thank you for your advice, and thank you for joining us for the interview today. So, it is imperative that companies, be it startups or established firms, they must innovate in turbulent environments presented by the crises. Hence, based on the organizational structure and product offering, companies must proactively foster innovation by implementing use of technology, encouraging product development, experimentation, automating processes, adapting their marketing, and most importantly, having a firm level strategy in place. However, During the current COVID crisis, firms must implement radical innovation through new technology exploration, focusing on adapting products and services to the current situation and exploring new opportunities which may be presented by the crisis. Only innovation can help companies sail through choppy waters during the corona crisis. Peter Thiel says, if things change radically in the next decade, then the future is nearly at hand. No one can predict the future exactly, but we know two things. It is going to be different and it must be rooted in today's world. Well, things are changing now, and the future is now. Change can foster innovation while creating new platforms to innovate. It can be destructive, but Drucker names innovation as creative destruction anyways. How can we use the changing conditions to foster innovation? As Zingling says, acting earlier might help, but changing the mindset of the people is more important because innovations are not linear and it is multifunctional as the process of innovation is.
In the end, we would like to give special thanks to the Kinexon founders, who are also our distinguished TOOM alumni. Although the roleplay in this video is virtual, Kinexon did make an important contribution for keeping safe distance at work during the COVID-19 outbreak.
Anyways, thanks for joining us today. Let us know what you think on our social media account or via email. We are also open for your topic suggestions to discuss in the following weeks. Stay safe, healthy, and curious.